All glory to the name of the Lord for preserving our lives to witness another new week in the month of April 2025. And very quickly this morning I have a message titled Our Sex Life. Sex is a penetrative intercourse between a man and a woman. It is a physical activity between two people, a male and a female, who are husband and wife according to the biblical injunction. So in other words, every sexual intercourse outside marriage is called sexual immorality. The Bible speaking in the book of Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, it says, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and shall cleave on his wife, and they shall become one flesh." Sex is God's powerful way of helping us to give ourselves to another human being. It is God's appointed way of we saying, "I belong exclusively to you." It's a covenant renewal service. Of all the topics discussed in marriage, sexual intimacy is often a topic that is shrouded with shame, secrecy, and guilt. Even in our religious places, gatherings, our spiritual fathers, they shy away from the teachings and discussions of sexual intimacy. Even couples between themselves, they find it difficult to discuss how and where they want it to be done. It is usually discussed with hushed tones, blushing complexions, and yet the issue of sex has cost so many couples their marriages. It is still causing quarrels and fights between husband and wives in various homes. As a husband and wife, married and joined together in holy matrimony, sex is to the glory of God. It serves as an embodied reminder of a couple's one flesh relationship, because two has become one flesh. And so it is advisable, it is meant to be done regularly to avoid temptation. The Bible speaking in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 2, it says, "Nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man see that he has his own wife, and every woman sees that she has her own husband." Sex is meant mainly for pleasure, love, and satisfaction between husband and wife. It is God's intention for us to have a to thoroughly enjoy sexuality and erotic sexual bond between husband and wife. But it doesn't mean that because God says you should satisfy your spouse or your partner, doesn't mean you should shut down your own desires, your own feelings, and how you want it to be done. It's very, very important, because we have our own dislikes and likes. We have our own preferences and turn off. That is why it is crucial for communication, open communication and honest communication between couples on how and where and how you want it to be done. You don't have to be shy about it. The Bible speaking, it said, "And they were naked, the man and the woman, and they were not ashamed." Sex should not be done based on compulsion or duty. In fact, duty is an awful word to be used to describe sexual intimacy between husband and wife, because it is a marital sex. Most couples have been married for years, 20 years, they have 4 kids, 3 kids, 5 kids, and they are still shy to talk about sex between themselves. Most of them have been having sex for a very long time with their spouses over the years, and either one partner or even the two partners are not satisfied with the way it is done, and they are not talking about it. Some of them, even during sexual activity, they prefer the light off. They find it difficult to even look through their partner's eyes and confess love to themselves. Before you get married, you should get married to your soulmate. Soulmating is very, very important, because it is a lifelong commitment. It involves you sharing love, showing love to your partner, you can share. It should be your friend. The person should be your companion. It should be someone that you can look through his or her eyes and see yourself. It is someone that you should be able to share your visions, your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, your happiness, your joy with. Someone you are free to discuss everything with. Someone you can be naked in front of and you will not be ashamed. They said they were naked and they were not ashamed. So it is very, very important to get married to someone that you love, someone that is your friend, someone that you are not shy of. Because when soulmating is cultivated, when it is adopted, the two bodies are free to enjoy the ecstasy of love making. But in a case where there is anger, where there is accumulated annoyances, where there is bitterness and unforgiveness, the couples, they yank at each other at the touch of each other's body. And let us remember that our brain is very sensitive when it comes to love making. A place where there is no joy, where there is no happiness, where there is no love, where there is no bonding, there is no way you can enjoy the wonders in love making. God has made it available for us. Before we all got married, we were anxious to have sex. And after our marriage, we now find it difficult to even experience and love it to the fullest. It is to the glory of God. Every sexual act that is done between spouses, it's not a sin. As long as it is done in purity, in honor and dignity. In the beginning I said between a male and a female. I didn't say between two males. I wasn't talking about homosexuality. I wasn't talking about all other things. People sleeping with animals. That is not what we are talking about. We are talking about intimacy between husband and a wife. Most men, when you wake up in the morning, you start exhibiting your love, you're showering your love to your wife, things you do not even do before. Even the wife is able to deduce that it's like my husband wants sex. It should not be only when you want to make love to your wife or to your spouses that you'll be nice to them or you show love. Show love to your spouse at all times. Show your love to your spouse at every given opportunity. Most of us, we're carrying on with our assignments, we're carrying on with our duties, we're carrying on with our jobs, our engagements, forgetting our partners. We do not even know the way we feel. We do not know, we do not care about what is going on. Some spouses are even dying beside their partners and they are not even aware of it. They are together, they live together, but their hearts are far away from each other. Sex is very, very important, not as a duty, but God has made it available for us to be enjoyed between the husband and the wife. The Bible speaking in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 4, it said the wife does not even have power over her own body, but the husband. Likewise, the husband does not have power over his own body, but the wife. So let us not deprive ourselves of the joy and ecstasy of love making. Let us not deprive ourselves, because this issue has cost so many people their marriages. Some marriages have crumbled just in the name of their sexual lives. It is not even only the man that can make attempts to have sex. It's not only the man that can show interest. Even the woman, you have the right to show interest. He is your husband. Let us make ourselves available at every time. Only when we have all both agreed, okay, we want to go through spiritual exercise like fasting, and it should be known to your partner that you want to do this, you want to do that, and so it will be understandable. And after the breaking of the fast or the spiritual exercise, you should do it to avoid temptation. Most spouses, you appreciate other people's husbands, other people's wives, while you have your own at home. Why not appreciate that one that you have and bond together in love? Let's show ourselves love, because all these things, when you are so cruel to your wife, when you are not happy with your wife, when you are not, or your spouse, either the husband, either the wife, both of you are not in agreement, there's no joy between yourself, there's no bond, there's no way you will enjoy love making between yourselves. Please, let us change. And I pray that as you engage in all these things, God will revive that love, that dead love in your marriage in the name of Jesus. That soulmating that you need between the both of you, God will establish it in the name of Jesus. Have a good day.